Friday morning, feel good Friday on the Fan. More Knicks dysfunction as we've got a report out there that I am wanting to believe, because this is what happens when a team starts going in the wrong direction. You also got more baseball stuff from yesterday we will get into, as a 15-minute meeting is inciting the baseball fans out there to get angrier and angrier that they might lose out on games to start the season. We've got a problem here on the staff that we have to figure out. There is a flat tire that we need to fix for the wonderful Mindy, and I believe that Jerry Recco is the man to do it because he always talks about his changing a flat tire escapades. So let's put it to the test this morning. Good morning, Boomer. How are you?
Good morning there, G. Now, what kind of car does Mindy drive?
It's some sort of Mercedes-Benz.
Oh, shit. Okay, so don't they have like a roadside
Yes, so this is the
that can
problem.
come and take care of this? I mean, it's supposed to be a big deal, right?
So let's just explain to the audience. So Mindy is not just your run-of-the-mill, come in here, fly-by-night makeup artist.
No.
Mindy is the goat of this genre industry. There you go. She's a captain of the industry.
She's been around for quite some time. I've worked with her every single Sunday at the NFL Today since I took a job there back in 2022.
There you go. 2002.
2002.
Yes.
And she is one of the people that I think if you asked anybody who worked over there at CBS or works over there at CBS Sports, like, who's one of their favorite people to work with?
Mindy.
Without question.
So this morning, I get a call from Eddie saying Mindy's got a flat tire. You know, I know that you know some people who could maybe help. But I said, Boomer knows the same people. Maybe you should ask him before we go crazy here, and see what could happen. So we're all on the case, because I don't want to call somebody that's a Boomer friend first at 4:45 in the morning without consulting you.
Yeah, no, but here's the thing. For Mindy, who's a grandmother, just like I'm a grandfather.
That's right.
It's a big deal right now.
This is a huge deal.
It's a huge deal in her world right now.
No, this is,
and it probably has impacted our makeup.
It's impacted all of us. What's gone on. I mean,
yes.
she was just rushed through the makeup with me. She just took the brush and just did one brush on my nose and go, "Okay, you look great." I was like, "Really? That was it?"
That was it.
No, she's all about it. So yeah, you mentioned that. Is there some sort of roadside assistance thing? And you're right, there is a roadside assistance
thing. All right, so get some roadside assistance.
Yeah, it's not working out for her. So she clicked on request for help 3 different times, and they said they were sending somebody, and then they ended up canceling it. So she's up, what's creek. So she goes to me and made me, it was sort of an emasculating comment, but I understood where she was coming from. But she walked into my office and she said, years ago, every man could change a flat tire. Now you can't find one. And I said, there is a man, there happens to be a man who can change a flat tire around here. I said, let me consult with that person.
Okay.
So I walked in towards the end of the warm-up show, and I said, Jerry, you feel like changing a tire this morning? And he said, I'll do it. I will do it for her.
See, this is why Jerry was New Jersey Sportscaster of the Year.
Damn right.
He saved somebody's life here.
Yeah.
He's going to change a tire while we're
Pulse
on
of the People Award winner.
Pulse of the People Award winner.
He's going to do it
there in front of him. And once again, Jerry shows up big.
That's right. And he's going to do it. So he's going to be the one.
I would have changed the tire, but it was 452.
Yeah, you had to come in here. Yeah, I mean, so Jerry.
So this has been a thing since what time this morning?
Since she called me at about 4:35. I got a flat tire.
Yeah, tire.
It's been a thing for an hour and a half now.
Yeah, no, it's really polluting our lives is what it's doing.
Right.
We can't, it's so much so that I feel like I had to mention it in the opening. It's all we've been talking about since I got here. Before I got here, all I've been talking about is Mindy's flat tire.
Before the warm-up show became the big extravaganza, I changed Jackie. Remember old?
Yes,
sure.
Yeah, I changed her tire one time.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you could have done it, but
I could have. But the way she was parked originally, though, she was out in the lane. I said, "You got to back this up into the bike lane so somebody doesn't get killed."
That's her car there in the bike, sort of in the bike lane.
Yeah, and the one thing down here now with Hudson Street, with the construction of the Disney Mammoth building over here, is that this is like delivery time for them.
Yep.
And it goes down into one lane, and there's all sorts of upset drivers people screaming through there.
Yeah.
And I hope that she's parked in an area where Jerry's safe. That
Well,
would be my
originally
biggest concern.
she was not, and she was so out of it that like she was like wandering into. I had to pull her back out of traffic a few times.
That was Jackie.
No, this is Mindy this morning.
Mindy.
Yeah. And I said, listen, let's just, all right, you called the person. Let's back it up and put your driver's side wheels firmly into the bike lane so there's room so somebody doesn't get killed trying to change it.
Oh, yeah. See, and these are the things that you have to think about
Yes.
because of the bike lane and because of the construction.
Yeah, I
and
figured the
narrowing
bike lane
of
this
the
time
road.
of day.
It's a lot of stuff, man.
There's a lot of crap out there on 345.
I mean, you know, how many sports talk radio guys does it take to change a single tire
Apparently
for
6.
a makeup artist? So we're trying to get to the bottom of it.
It's not like something you would expect when you get to work, but
No. But we're going to work on it. Jerry's going to be the one to do it. I mean, there was somebody we could call who could send somebody, but that person would be coming from New Jersey, and then I said that's going to take a long time.
But I'm
so-
like, I thought they had roadside assistance. I thought that was something
well,
that
they
is part of it.
declined.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She
okay,
goes,
great.
She goes, what a day. It was so windy, I thought I was going to get blown off the Williamsburg Bridge. I said, I know. It is windy out
It's windy
there.
out there, yeah.
It's windy out there,
She's having
man.
a hard time. So how many times do you think that she told the story this morning? Like independent, like
Oh, well,
of each other, of us.
Eddie, me, you,
Jerry's getting
Jerry.
it now.
Yeah.
right, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
There's a lot of crap going on this morning for an hour and a half.
It's a lot. It's been a
really,
lot.
It really is. I mean,
But I
it's
said,
been a
listen,
lot.
I just tried to tell her everything's going to be fine.
Yeah, it'll be okay. Yeah, I know.
Well, you know, she was a grandma, just like,
a
you know,
grandma.
and, you know, when you get to this age, we worry about certain things a little bit more than we would have if we were in our 20s.
Yeah, why is that? Shouldn't it be the other way around? Shouldn't you, as you get older, things like this, you should just roll off your back, as they say, water off a duck's back? But it seems like when you get older, it just gets even more and more intense.
What's that? What's the insurance company that is doing the commercials where you don't want to turn into your parents? And we're gonna talk-
Progressive.
Yeah, Progressive. Yeah,
Yeah, no, that's
that's
actually-
exactly what happens. You turn into your parents.
Yeah, no,
I got to
well-
get to the airport 3 hours before the flight leaves.
100%.
I
You
don't
talk
know why.
about parking, yeah, and all that. A lot of these
Weather?
Are
How about the weather?
Well, a lot of these are compact spaces.
And I did feel emasculated that I could not do a NASCAR and change it in like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
She's like, well, what's the matter? I was like, I can't do it in 3
Yeah,
minutes.
I don't know what
Yeah.
she wanted. Like when I walked in here,
Yeah.
I'm thinking, okay, we got a show. We got to talk about the show. We got to get
Sure.
going on here. We got to really catch up on some of the things that are going on, especially with baseball.
Of course.
And the Shivs are out over there at the Knicks.
Yeah, at the Garden.
Here we
Yeah,
go
Shivs
again.
are out at the Garden.
Little memo to Tom Thibodeau. Get out while you can. Because it's now it's really starting to come down. And I don't care who they put in a position of power over there. It just never ends. Assuming that these reports are true. And I don't see why they wouldn't be true. But then again, like, how do they get out?
All right, so the report, if you missed it, and we'll keep you updated on what's going on with the Jerry and the flat tire. If Gallo was here, we could have Gallo film the thing. That'd be some good digital content right there. That'd get some views. So this is from Ian Begley of SNY, has been covering the Knicks and the NBA for a long time.
Yeah, so he's a legitimate guy, a legitimate
Sure.
source. I have no reason not to believe what he's writing. He's not going to go
Yeah.
with something unless he has something.
Yeah, without a doubt. Ian Begley's one of those guys that he writes about it. I'm interested and I'm believing what's going on. So he writes, the headline is William Wesley, so World Wide West.
No.
William Wesley, who we have not seen or heard from or anything since he's been a member of the Knicks organization. I mean, have you seen him once? One time?
In the tunnel, maybe.
In the tunnel, leaning
Yeah,
up
that's
against
what
the wall,
yeah.
next to Leon Rose?
But I think he's the one that's traveling with the team.
Oh, okay. So anyway, I mean, he's in the shadows.
Now,
That's
didn't he start like as LeBron James's buddy?
I'm not sure. I know that he was heavily involved in college basketball there for a while, but
What does
anyway.
that mean?
Like he was like hey, you should go over here. You should go to this school. It'd be good for you. That type of thing, Likes to operate in the shadows. You know what I'm saying. You should go over here. Hey, check this guy out.
Yeah.
Little Squaw Joel might be under the tree.
A little satchel of cash somewhere.
Little satchel. Hey, look at that. Hey, go to that phone booth. There might be something for you in a duffel bag. Anyway, so William Wesley citing Tom Thibodeau as significant factor causing Knicks' woeful season. So here we go. Finger pointing is out.
Wow.
It's not us here in the front office who assembled this horrible roster. It's definitely the coach. Now, I think it's a combination of both. There's no doubt that Tom Thibodeau is going to be completely blameless in this situation. But the fact of the matter is that this team did essentially a horrendous job in the offseason bringing Kemba Walker and Evan Fournier. And then when the trade deadline came around, they stood pat again, and they've been terrible. But it's just amazing to me that something like this even gets out, and now you got these guys pointing fingers, and then here we go again with the old, as you put it just beautifully, the shivs are out at the Garden. Shivs are out. Shivs out.
Get out.
Yeah,
Get out.
Just leave. Just go. Just go somewhere.
Just go.
Get your blood pressure down. Get healthy.
And he'll only be, I think, the 7th coach on the payroll.
Yeah, just exactly. Just retire. Just don't do this anymore. It's just not worth
healthy.
it.
It can't be healthy.
It's not worth it. It's just not worth being here. It really is not. Like being a member of the Knicks organization. It's worth it financially. It's just not worth it mentally.
So how does our boy Ian Begley get this information?
So
if somebody had to give it to him.
So it says in conversations with James Dolan, Wesley has placed blame on the coach. So in conversations with James Dolan. So how does he get the information? Well, he's got to be talking to someone who is privy to the conversations that Worldwide West is having with the owner.
See, this is what I talk about when I talk about dysfunction, indecision.
Sure.
People, the rats running for the aisles and trying to get out. I mean, this is here we go
terrible.
again.
Here we go again
This
right.
This is like, all right, so here's another franchise that can't get it right.
Yep.
And continues to fail in so many aspects of it. And if this is true, and I guess we really have no reason not to believe that it's true. You brought in a guy that I didn't even know. I knew he was an agent or something, or like an assistant or something like that. And I guess he has contacts in the NBA, which is one of the things that the Knicks always fall back on, because he's one of the guys, I guess, that is supposed to attract some sort of superstar to the Garden.
Yeah, I mean, right. That's basically why he was brought here.
He's not a coach.
No, he's not a coach. I mean, he's like a businessman, and he's a
Liaison?
A power broker, one of those guys. Power broker. That's what he is.
Liaison.
A
liaison power broker for what? Like what's he doing?
He's brokering.
He's got to have a
deals.
title. He's got to have a title.
His title is Executive Vice President and Senior Basketball Advisor for the New York Knicks. He was the former American consultant for CAA. This is from his Wikipedia page, which sounds fine to me. Known as Worldwide West, or simply West, is noted for his relationships with numerous high-profile NBA players and team owners. But I mean, like, what is that? What are these relationships doing for the Knicks? I mean, so these high-profile relationships that he has and his power brokering brought you Kemba Walker and Evan Fournier in the offseason? That's really what you've done? Great job. And now he's the guy that's going to, hey, we gave you Kemba Walker and Evan Fournier this offseason, and you couldn't make it work?
And Cam Reddish,
and you couldn't make it work? Oh, I got to go tell the owner that you're a terrible coach. I got to sharpen the knife and stab you right in the back. I mean, it's amazing.
So now, if you're Tom Thibodeau and this is out there,
yeah.
So you know that somehow, some way, these guys got to run into each other, right? I'm sure that Worldwide West is at practice and
I don't know, but that's the thing.
Facilitating and being a liaison to the owner.
It's so silly. I don't know where these guys are. I don't know.
No, he's got to be with the team. I think he's traveling with the team because remember we were talking about the trade deadline was approaching.
Yeah.
And Scott Perry and Leon Rose were behind in New York working the phones.
Yeah. Working the phones, and Worldwide West was traveling with the team. Okay. All right. Very good. Splitting duties. Awesome. But right now, I mean, they're on the road to nowhere, and you've got infighting amongst the ranks.
Now we have infighting.
And it's just an ugly situation. It's an ugly situation.
Remember we had infighting around here?
Oh, sure, of course, always.
And you know how that infighting never works? There's always like an end point where everything just blows up.
Yeah. I mean, I would think so. You had some infighting recently.
Yeah, but you were really...
I was
You had more infighting than I did.
Yeah, I had that, the back page of the Post. I had the thing with Carlin.
Yeah.
You had your Keith McPherson infighting, and you guys worked it out quickly.
Very quickly.
Very quickly. You handled that. So yeah. So those, you got to, when you got stuff like this, you got to deal with it head on.
Yeah, there you go. So my thing also in regards to Mindy's flat tire, because
Yeah.
it seems to be a big thing now.
It's a huge deal.
Right. I mean, like,
You want to come in here, Mindy, for a second? Come on.
we've
come on.
bent over backwards. To
I know
try to make this
you've
happen.
really made us concerned. Why don't you come in and sit down here? Yeah, we're talking about your flat
How can
tire.
we not
Yeah.
talk about your flat tire?
I mean, it's the whole thing. The whole morning has been dominated by this flat tire. So has Jerry agreed to change it for you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, he's going to change it. Years ago, every man could change a flat tire.
See?
Yes.
See?
But look
There
at
it
the
is.
men I work with,
Yeah,
right?
see?
So
Right.
thank
Well,
God,
first of all,
Jerry.
the men that you work with have to be behind a microphone.
Yeah.
We don't expect to come in and be overrun.
Okay, Boomer, I
With-
love you, but have you ever changed a flat tire?
Yes,
in
of
your-
course, yes.
I have not.
On the Jersey Turnpike, in matter of fact. Many times going back to the University of Maryland, I haven't had to change a tire, because I have roadside assistance. And when I call my roadside assistants, they actually come and do their
Well,
job.
I called Mercedes, and they have canceled like 3 times.
And you're a grandmother. Do they realize
Right.
that?
Do they know? There was a little check mark you could put, I am indeed a grandmother. They would have actually shown up, I think.
I want to tell you, that's what I should have said.
Are you a little disappointed, right?
I am a grandmother.
Now, I apparently, Eddie, you thought maybe he could change the tire for you early this morning.
I did, but in all fairness to Eddie, he only had 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I needed at
And
least
so I
45.
said no.
Yeah. And there was, you can't go to Boomer and I to change the flat tire. There's just no way.
I mean,
you
we have
think
a show to do.
we got to
it's
get ready for the show.
You can't just stop everything and just go down and fix the tire.
And Al is notorious for, there's stories about Al, legendary stories about how Al sits in cars while other men change flat tires.
Al sat in his car as Jerry Recco changed the tire.
Yeah.
Okay, but this is my nightmare. 4 a.m., no
Yeah.
one's on the road, and all of a sudden I'm on the West Side Highway. I was more worried about the wind and the rain
Yeah.
and, the torrential downpours that the wind was going to blow you off the GW bridge.
Yeah.
That was fine.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, the minute I get on the West Side Highway, the board comes up with all the messages, and it's flat. Yeah. So.
Wow.
Oh.
I'm sorry. We're going to get this done for you. I promise.
All right. Well, after Jerry does his thing, he's going to come and change the
So
tire.
I just wanted to ask, Allie, you're here because Allie's out on leave, maternity leave and everything else. And you and Courtney, work in tandem to
Right.
fill in the blanks and all that stuff. But for some reason, you just don't want to go to Starbucks for us. That's a thing. Like you said, I'm not going to Starbucks, and now you're asking us to make sure that we change your tire.
Oh, okay.
And Mr.
So in
App-
other words, if
Mr.
I would have gotten you coffee, you'd be, I'll go change your tire.
I mean, we're trying to do everything we possibly can to help you, man.
I
Not that.
see that,
Yeah.
Boom. Yeah, I see that.
We
But,
actually
that's a thing now.
good news.
Yes.
We're going to get this thing fixed a little bit sooner than originally expected because we have a frantic hippie engineer named Steve who is going to go down there and change it for you.
And by the way, he was a roadie for the Dead.
He was, yes.
So
And
he can handle this stuff. If you're a roadie for a Dead, there's probably a lot of things you have to fix.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Right. So if you have any weed gummies or anything, you could just toss them, give him a treat like a golden
I
retriever.
will
He would
do
love that.
that, yeah.
Stick it on his nose and like that, one of those things.
And to make up for not getting you coffee every morning, I'm going to buy
Not
you.
every morning. Time out.
I will buy
You're
you
not-
a coffee maker.
You're
it's just the fact I am your makeup artist.
Yes.
Not.
We have a coffee maker. You know that. You keep saying that.
We have one.
Coffee makers.
We just don't have it. It doesn't make lattes with cinnamon and espresso shots and all
Right,
the delicious
exactly.
things at
I
Starbucks.
know you're a barista's nightmare. What is it that you have every
nightmare.
morning?
Yeah, so it's a triple toss. I can't even say it. There's too many words. It's like calling a play on the NFL football field. It's what it's like.
Spider too wide banana.
Right, exactly.
All right. So all your sports fans who call in for sports, they've had to listen about my car.
Oh yeah,
and not
listen.
getting
There's
you
nothing going
coffee
on in
for-
sports. This is way more interesting than anything
Okay.
else.
All
You
right.
have
If
to
I can
understand.
help fill up some airtime on your show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, but you have to also understand that there are people out there that can totally get what you're going
Right.
through right now.
This show is about life. It's not
Right.
about sports.
They
It's
can
about life.
understand the stress.
Yes,
Yeah.
that you've been going through this morning and how it's stressing all of us out. We need to get this fixed for you. That's the thing.
Right? I the first thing you said to me when I saw you, not going to believe what happened to me today. I'm like, okay, what happened to you today? And then you went down this whole flat tire path.
I thought you were going to put out on the air anybody else who wants to try to change a tire.
No,
please.
God,
Okay.
we'd get all sorts of people who get, really strange folks who would show up here. You don't want that.
No.
You don't want any of that.
No. But
No,
we'll make
get-
sure that it does happen. If Steve Apria is going down there to do it, it will get done.
Yeah, just so Steve Apria, you're going to have the Apria experience. He's going to take
Oh,
care
so
of you.
Jerry's not doing it now?
No, he's not going to do it. No. Because you get it done quicker if Steve does it for you.
He's going to do it now.
He's going to do it now. Yeah.
All right. Well,
yeah.
then I'm
Well, you
out
got
of
to be
here.
you got to be somewhere. Where are you going?
Just
To
coffee.
Mercedes to get a new tire.
I got to get some
That's where I'm
coffee
going.
for myself.
Get a new Toya.
Toya.
All right, guys.
All right, see you, Mindy.
I love you, Mindy.
Best of luck. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, we
You're
will.
so upset. Look
I
at
know.
Well, I just hope the rim is, because I was driving on the rim too. So if that's damaged,
it. Right.
Not good.
right?
I mean, like if you were
Yeah.
Marissa Tomei and my cousin Vinny, you'd be down there fixing that thing in a heartbeat. Whatever happened to that character?
I don't know. I should have definitely taken shop instead of like home economics because I don't cook anyway.
No,
So
but watch the nails. That's the thing.
I'm not doing anything. I'll point. I'll say, all right.
All right, Mindy. See you.
All right,
There's,
thanks, Mindy.
Mindy, the great Mindy, the
Yes.
goat. The goat, the captain
Yes.
of her industry, Mindy.
Yes, right there.
Yes, you got to pull
Yes.
harder on the door, very hard pull on the door.
There we
There
go.
you go. And she's
Thanks,
having a tough
Menders.
time.
See ya.
There she is. Yeah.